Hi guys, welcome. I'm just going to do a little bit of stretching here. I woke up, I did a full workout yesterday, but recently I've been just trying to adjust, just trying to fit everything in. We get really busy in life, and I've been, in terms of workouts, I've been like doing a full good workout on specific days, my full routine. And then other days I've just been doing whatever I can handle. You've got to listen to your body and adapt with how you're feeling physically, plus if you're extra tired or been busy with different stuff or age and a lot of things, But what I do always try to do is maintain my physique, maintain my ability as a martial artist and as a efficiency in my body state, basically. I try and maintain the best level I can. That I can, basically. I'm talking here in a red t-shirt in this video. I really do say everybody should keep out of the way of danger and violence and things, the best you can. Okay, avoid violence, avoid dangerous places. I see a lot of parents and stuff of people in the UK just letting their daughters out late of the night in like places that would seem, not very safe for young ladies to be around. Some of their young teenage daughters and women in general. There's some places where it can be kind of dangerous. There's a lot of like shifty, shady characters around, and stuff. Groups of kind of dangerous looking men out for no good, you know what I mean? Only thinking of themselves as well, okay? Men and women, all of us have got to be careful out there, but young people should be protected. I think it's up to, the parents and families and people who are older, their close relatives or loved ones, or, people that care, people that know people that are close with them. They should be responsible and putting a good message out there to them, and then watching over them a bit as well, because we don't want to see dangerous things happening. Also, not to mention, I've seen, I've seen a number of I've known of different other things that happen too, such as stories you hear about, nothing in particular, just various things you hear about where young people have been causing violence as well. But we've got to watch how we're inspiring people, because we do not want to encourage or put a message out there that it's okay to be violent. It ain't, okay? Us mature adults should be putting a message of peace out there. I want to say, martial arts in general and self-defense, I believe two things. One thing I want to say is in terms of, in terms of martial arts and combat fighting and stuff, there should be morality taught as well, because these fighting moves can be dangerous. And when we're teaching people martial arts, or as martial arts teachers, as we're sharing, or if that stuff is being taught, you should always be teaching the morality to try to avoid violence and that violence is wrong. You know, it's the first thing you should be trying to do as a martial artist, is maintain peace, bring about peace, keep peace, remind people about peace constantly, this kind of thing. You know? Not to just step into fight for the sake of it, or that it's okay to hurt. So we don't want to turn people into cruel, cold, heartless fighting machines. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. We don't want to make people like as cold as their aggressors. You know, you might have someone trying to attack somebody, yeah, who's really violent, but like, even when you defend yourself, you should still have some humility, you know. When you defend yourself, you've got to like use reasonable force, use reasonable, carry yourself humanely, you know what I mean? And it's a very, very difficult thing to do. I know, I understand that it may be, but it's like, what I'm saying is violence can go to people's head as well. It can take one too many, you know, situations where someone's been a victim. It just turns them into a savage, violent maniac, you know. But then it can also take one or two, whatever, maybe one or two victories of self-defense, what can turn someone into a fighting warrior, a fighting, a dangerous person, basically. Turn them into one of those bad guys. When they know the damage they can cause on people, it's a newfound confidence in themselves that can turn into too much confidence and ego. And they might go in cause trouble, or it might become the habit to be less, they'll be like less, what's the word? Do you know what I mean? They'll be less humane about it. They'll be like softened up a bit, you know? I mean, hardened up, I should say. They won't have that compassion, they won't have that feeling they used to have. It'll become like just normal for them to hurt people, and they won't feel too much emotion about it. It just becomes like it's a fighting machine, you know? Hitting someone or hurting someone won't feel like a bad thing as much, you know. So in the beginning they're just afraid about hurting anybody because they're a good person. But later on they're okay with it because it's become, what's the word, immune to it? I don't know what the word would be, the word to use. You know what I'm saying? Like emotionalised. I don't know what word to use here. You know what I'm trying to say, though, that's another word. There's a word for it. Desensitised. Is it desensitised? You're desensitised, like less sensitive to, like, fuck it, you know, they think, they just strike, you know, knock out whoever, you know, just hurt them hard, hit them hard, take them out, you know. But the thing is, I'm just doing a few basic exercises here. I'm not going to go crazy today. A few basics, you know. Just keep basic overall fitness, okay? It's the best thing to do. And I'm also again, self-defense though needs to be trained for real. So you do need to have the best fighting abilities and training. In terms of fitness, don't overdo it. And in terms of fighting, don't let that go to your head either. But it's like, don't harm your body and mind, you know. But the thing is, like, in terms of the fighting ability and the mental training, you've got to train, harder than for like harder challenges than, you know, you're going to need flexibility, strength. It's always good to have a bit more. Same with money and time, right? Same thing. You know? Energy in life. Your money is your energy, and you know, your life is your time, right? So it's always good to be a bit more better than that, you know, good, faster, or better technique in fighting techniques, that kind of thing, you know. It really is important. You know, really is important. I'm starting to warm up a bit, so I may take my t-shirt off in a moment. Ooh! No, it's not a muscle man show. Sorry for, you know. But it's going to get a bit too hot, you know. Yeah. But yeah, that was I was saying. So I'm like, martial art, like fighting techniques. Yeah. That part of it, like you got to train for real. You got to train like to have actual ability. I'm saying, not hurt anybody. Like when you're training with them, obviously be careful, or yourself. But like, you know, something like train for real. Like train to get good control, good defense. You know, and train drills with people. Like train drills meaning like preset movements. You both know what you're doing. You've got control of the timing and that, and you know what you're doing. But then also train sparring. Sparring doesn't just mean boxing, okay, or kickboxing. It means working all the techniques, the grappling, the blocking, the different techniques of your martial arts. But you've got to train for real, you know? So you've got a bit more of the edge. The breathing, endurance and everything, you know, do it regularly, train with people and you'll actually get better and better, you know. Be careful you don't injure yourself so badly that you can't even walk down the street without limping because you've hurt yourself in training and you're exhausted. That's no good either. Maintain a level of fitness, maintain a level of ability which is higher than most people. If you can. I'm not saying compare with like the athletes out there, the biggest muscly guy. I'm just saying, but either way, I'm just saying, but like you know, like more than a lot of people, you know, because you're a martial artist. You're someone who respects your health. There's people out there, thugs and some loud mouths and people that they might be. Some of them are physically strong, maybe even stronger than you to a degree. It can happen, and they're determined to want to mug you or whatever. I'm just saying. A lot of them, if they're like cracked up on crack, drugs or whatever it might be, some of these people there, or their mind may not be in the right place. So you'll be more sharp in your mind, right? In your body, some of these people, they really don't take care of their health. So aim for better, you know. That's what martial artist is. It's not playing around, it's not 5 minutes playing around or just doing light exercises all the time, a few minutes of exercise. No, it's about, you know, doing good training. And you've got to do training by yourself, but you've also got to do partnered training with people too. You have to do it if you can, because that is a big part of it for your reaction. Otherwise, you have to find different ways of being very creative to work out how to train your speed and reaction in techniques, reactions and moving in accordance with the movements of things and timing your around his with the technique. I want to say the training martial arts, yeah, you've got to train for real though. So that when you're in a fight, you have more chance of being able to use what you know and what your body techniques, what you're capable of, you know, and all that. Now I want to just say something quickly, I want to say something here. Another thing is MMA, right? MMA and jiu-jitsu and all that stuff, ground fight. I've always been against it, as you know. You know, a lot of people know me for talking like my feelings upon it. Like, you see some of these guys, they're really strong, they put me to shame. You know, they look at me like a flea, not a martial artist, because like my physique and what I know. I'm not trying to compete with like the best fighters out there or athletes. I'm just some guy who practices some martial art basics and fitness. But to be honest, I've spent my whole life training more, about 30 something years now. I'm 43 nearly, and I'm in this video, and I've been training since I was 12. You know? But it's like martial arts, it's like there's a lot of simple techniques that work, and there's a lot of basic exercises which are good for you too. It doesn't mean you have to be the most big tough guy or like the most acrobatic fighter, or you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a marine to be able to protect yourself. I'm talking about anyone, little old ladies. There are people out there that can take out the biggest opponents with specific techniques. It's not living in fairyland. If I tell you a little old lady can take out a marine, you know, or whatever, the soldier or whatever, you know, little old man can take out whoever, a young fighting soldier, you know, I'll tell you that, or some smaller, weaker looking person can beat a champion boxer, kickboxer. It's possible. It's all about timing and the technique you use, and how it's used, you know. But the thing I'm trying to say is, okay, so a lot of things aren't what they seem, okay? You know what I'm saying? I could go into the science of that, I can go into the actual examples here, I can show you things, but I'm not going to explain it now. We can talk about it in other videos, obviously. It's not a cop-out, I've done a lot of talk on this in the past. Talk's talk as well, but when you put those concepts into practice, you'll see. There's a lot of things in the world that just are what they are. You know? Soft overcoming hard, small overcoming big. You just see it in science. Okay, so I'm not going to go into that right now, but there's a lot of things you can learn. Now, I want to say, for you know, so for fighting ability, right? If you do MMA, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it. Maybe you're just literally doing it for fitness, fun, a sport, or realistic, practical self-defense. You may not necessarily be someone with ego, or someone who's going into a fight in the ring just because you want to get, I don't know what, or you want to, people fight for money. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might not have a competitive, that kind of mindset. You might be just a very logical person who's just training for some health. You know, you might not be some big, arrogant person. You might be doing it because you're living in this modern day, and whenever someone brings up the words kung fu or karate or things like that, people look at it like, oh, what the hell's that? Think you're a ninja, man? And they start, they've heard that it's some cheesy thing. They're repeating what they've heard over the years about, you know, Bushido, McDojos, your fake martial artists and stuff, and they've seen things online where people have been making fun of like the 80s and 70s, saying that nowadays fighting's moved on and fitness has moved on, and we've got proper advanced ways of fighting, and we're not gullible idiots, and we train tough stuff, real applicable stuff like MMA and Jiu-Jitsu. And that's what's been drummed into their head. They believe that that's the truth. Not only was traditional arts like Kung Fu and some of those arts like kind of dying in terms of their interest over the years, because people were brainwashed into thinking, oh, it's not as practical, or it's kind of silly, or it's all just a showy thing, or it's all about the movies and that's all there is about it. Not only were they just not only was it losing popularity in that way, because of those reasons, but also because of just where the interest went. People just were so into that, oh, MMA is the thing. So they just went into that, and they just didn't know enough about traditional martial arts. There's been people that have had some experiences in certain things, And they were saying that that's why they went to do MMA. You know. MMA is good. It is good. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is good and all that stuff, okay? You can do boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing and all that, grappling, groundwork, or whatever it is. You see ground fighting in other martial arts too. I like Silat, I've never trained it, but I think it's got some grappling in that too, I think. But if you do wrestling or whatever you want to do, you can do it, you know. But what I'm saying is it's not for everyone, and it's not for me, and I've found so many benefits in studying Kung Fu over the years. It's so practical and so realistic. I mean, so real, I should say. Not realistic. Real and practical. And it's a shame because people out there don't know the uses of Wing Chun. You know? And you can really work that well. You might be doing boxing one moment and you can go into another martial art like Wing Chun. There's uses, fighting applications and techniques in things like Tai Chi, right? Tai Chi. Obviously, different things. Hong Gar Kung Fu, for example. You know, you might do karate. All of these arts have good useful techniques in them. They really do. You know, this is what I'm trying to say to you. So you can flow between them. And good people that know and have studied various different moves, different disciplines, have learned this and know this to be fact. Rather than getting into the politics of which is better or what's not, or what's popular or what's not, the best thing to do is to study as much as you can in life. If you read more books, you'll have more knowledge about things. But you've got one brain to think and how to use certain things and find what's right for you. Same with the body. Study different arts, learn bits and pieces, find what's right for you, find what's real yourself, and what works for you. It's only by learning Kung Fu have I learned the benefits. Learning something about it and then learning some of the benefits from that, from my way. It is. Same with MMA, right? So, but in times of violence, excuse me, in times of violence, you know, no joke, you've got to be serious, right? You've got to avoid getting yourself hurt. Obviously, keep positive, you know, and keep safe and sane, out of danger's way. And that's not a joke, that's very serious, you know. Self-defense as well, you know, you've got to like make sure. So the first thing is don't put yourself in a dangerous situation. Keep away from dangerous places, right? But if you can't avoid it, you have to like get home and it's like a dark late night and you have to go that way. It's a very difficult thing. You try to avoid it the best you can, you know. But like if you just cannot avoid that situation, what are you going to do? You have to have some fighting ability. Where does it come from? Fitness and training. So I say train hard and stay safe. I've been saying that for years in my videos. Train hard and stay safe. I always used to say at the end of my videos, I put the text on the screen sometimes. You know. And it's about that, you know. Because I heard someone else say it and I thought, that's a good message. He said it once or twice and I thought, you know, I'm going to say that on my videos as well. It's not just like copying, it's just like literal common sense, you know. Yeah, train hard and stay safe. I'll put that message out there. The martial arts that I learned, the martial arts techniques that I learned in my life, I learned from people that created them. But my application of them, I learned, you know, my own way, and same as the exercises too, like I'm doing now. Certain exercises, you know, I learned well the best way to do them and adapt my workouts my way to fit me, to suit me, you know. So You know, so it's very important you understand yourself, what you're doing. You know. So taking care of your basic joints, like I'm doing here, basic stretches, a few things, goes a long way. You know, just even these few basics. I haven't got to do every stretch under the sun, every kind of a power move, where just loosening up your joints. You know, get your breathing going. Breathing. You know, various things. It's good for you, you know, you get the energy. Okay, so how do I feel about carrying a knife around or a weapon to defend yourself? Well, I wouldn't advise people to carry knives around. It's not a good thing. Don't do it. But be resourceful. That's what I was saying. In terms of what you can use, and that could be anything, to protect yourself with. Take your martial arts training seriously. When you train with people, sparring, get your timing right, how you're going to maneuver around, how you're going to cover yourself, strike, someone grabs you, how you're going to ground yourself, how you're going to twist, how you're going to break off that line of fire so you can, you know, work with your legs and your hands, your back in line based, breathing, living, to hit them or control them, and they can't hit you or control you. As soon as they've got their hand there, you know where it is. Well, watching all the limbs, peripheral vision. Don't put yourself between two people, as I say, multiple opponents. You know, make sure you can always see the opponent, but try to, if they're coming to attack you, try to cut off to one side, or if they come on the angle, if you can. You see what I'm saying? Because, yeah, if you go to one side of them, you just got to worry mostly about that one leg or one hand there. Whereas if you're in the front, in the middle here, you've got to worry about defending against these two hands or two legs. It's the same as two opponents here, see? I want to make sure if I'm on this side, I've got this guy here and the other guy behind him and we're lined up, see? This wall protecting me so I know where the wall is. You don't want to walk and fall back down a staircase or a road or into some fire or some stinging net, which you've got to be careful, right? Use things as barriers. You can use your arms to protect yourself, okay? If I can use this door, I can get in the elevator, press the door quick, or if I can put a chair in front of me or something like quickly, anything, just run. Just do things like that, it's going to help you, you know, to do things, you know, to kind of like distract or block, you know, defend you. Like, blocking is a way of not being there as a target. So put something between you and the opponent, see? So he can't hurt you. And that is the same as putting a space between you, see? So the best block, they say, is to not be in the place, right? Not be there. So just try to be absent from the place. Be as far away from them as you can, even when you're face to face with them, by, you know, putting something in between you. But if the person keeps coming and hit you and you keep covering and blocking, eventually you might get worn down, or eventually there might be an opening where he does hit you. So you might have to strike with your most powerful shots. It might be a kick or a knee, it might be a punch or an elbow, palm strike, a grab, it might be a headbutt, but you don't want to hurt your own face. You've got to make sure you protect, you know, protect your chin as well, obviously in boxing, but like cover, you know, don't let the guy poke you in the eyes, hit your temple, break your nose with your vital areas, your throat, jaw. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you're in a peripheral vision. Don't be distracted looking over there or up like that, and he hits you low. See, two hands down, he hits you high. You say, don't be open to attack. You know what I'm saying? Don't be leaning over without balance. Make sure you've got some base, but light on the toes when you need to be. You know what I'm saying? But when you punch, make sure you've got that good alignment with your wrist as well. So it's like that, not on the angle, you might break your wrist. Always have a guard up, don't be like one hand down here hitting, because if you blocks that, he hits you. Make sure the other hand's up to guard. So when I'm punching, if he blocks that, this one can stop his hit, or I can follow with another punch. Elbows coming in, protect my body again, see? Forearms can block on the outside as I'm hitting him. See? If he's pulling me, I want to keep my base, don't let my feet be crossed up. If he's pulling me in, I want to walk in and feel that space. Push him back, smother, strike, over. If he's pushing me, same thing, I can take a step back or pull him in the same direction he's coming. Make sure I know where I'm stepping and have firm stepping. You have to stand firm when you're doing grappling stuff, you can't be on your toes. If you're moving around on your toes, it's because you're light with them shots kind of agile to move away. See? If you can get away, either running or walking, do it. Just don't run into a bus. Yeah. It's like if you're crossing the street, you're halfway across the street and it's like, the green light's about to change. You're not going to walk so slowly, you might have to just jog to the side quickly because you don't want to get hit by a car. There's a time to be slow and a time to be fast. Read the situation with your eyes and your whole feeling of your whole body. Don't let your feeling, your urges in your body. It's like some pervert, like we're saying, some of these perverts out there who go and rape women, young ladies and that, young girls. These perverts out there that do that, they've got this urge, and it takes over everything else, all their senses. They just go and do terrible things. You've got to look with your eyes and see what you're doing. And it's the same with your eyes. Your eyes have got to watch it for safety, so your body doesn't follow walking in the darkness. Everything seems okay. You can't ignore a burning smell or a gas smell. It may not be safe to go into that building, in that room there. Right? Or a sound coming from this side or that side. You've got to be one with your five senses. Tune up the level of your sense in your mind. So, a lot of times people say when they see red, red can represent danger. You've also got red like crosses and stuff like first aid, right? Emergency also stands for love. It can also stand for luck. In some countries they say it represents luck. So red represents a lot of things, right? Fear, I don't know, fear and danger, right? So, urgency or important points. Red's always a prominent colour, right? Blood is red as well, it represents that. A lot of flags are coloured with red, representing blood in battle and things like that, It's crazy. But, you've got things like the cross, like the English flag. Excuse me. Right, you've also got like, that ain't no joke, but you've also got the red, like on countries like China's got a red flag, various countries have got a red flag. They've got a red sun, like Japan's got this red circle spot of the sun. Red always stands out. See a woman in the red dress, beautiful red dress. Red can also stand like the red cross, like we said. Red light flashing. Police cars, you get red and blue. Sometimes just red, like important flashing lights you see for things. So red is a thing, right? All the many things that red can stand for. You know what I'm saying? Nah, saying, yeah, bro. Urgency or things like that, I say today's video is just going to be a very simple little workout video. I'm not going to go over the top. Just doing a few stretches. In today's video I'm just doing a few simple stretches. Because yesterday I done a great workout. Most of it on camera, some of it off camera. I was wearing my baseball cap last night in the video. But today, I'm just doing a little simple workout. The main thing is maintaining a good physique. When I say physique, it could mean the looks, but I'm not talking about looks in this. I'm saying a physique, a physical state of health and fitness, is what I'm saying. So your own physique. Okay. Look after your own physicality of yourself. You know? That's what I'm saying. Mind and body, okay, mental and physical. You know, you'll be surprised. Like just a few basic exercises can go a long way. Just some of these basics. But like, yeah, we're going to do some more stance work, more flowing moves, with like more flexibility and stuff. You can work on it, you know. And it all builds strength, you know. You can work on more different things, more techniques. But you only need a few basic techniques and a basic level of fitness to be okay. You know? Your balance, your breathing, your flexibility and strength up to a certain ability, and you'll be okay. Certain standard. That's the main thing. You know? Yeah. If you hear any noises outside that door, please do excuse me. We do have noisy neighbours sometimes and people in the building making noise, so you might hear some noises. If I go quiet, I'm just being like, aware as well, okay? What's going on? Not that it concerns me outside what's going on, but I'm just saying, like, always aware, you know. It's like training your peripheral vision, is to some of your hearing, your surroundings, and your awareness. Nice. Getting some basic moves in. Feeling alright, you know. Feeling pretty good already. You know. Do a little bit of this today. Good, not too much. Okay. Good. Nice and comfortable in stance. Make sure you're just feeling it alright in your body, you know. The most important thing is you feel good. Never about what it looks like, okay? Life is an experience, it's not a show. You remember that. Hold on 1 second.